I call this meeting to order on this Tuesday, December the 9th, 2025 at 5 p.m. at 570 Camino Lito Galindo, Rio Rico, Arizona, 85648. Can please everybody join us for the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. Mr. Guerrero, can you lead us, please?
With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Roll call, Ms. Alma de la Riva. Present. Mr. Ben Guerrero.
Present.
Mr. Rene Ramirez. Mr. Brad Beach.
Present.
And me, Lourdes Vasquez. We do have a quorum. Adoption of the agenda. No recommended changes, so we don't have to make a motion, right?
Yes, we do.
Yes, okay, is there a motion?
Yep, move to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
So moved. Okay, are there any questions? No? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. Call to the public?
No call to the
No call to the public, moving on, okay. Recognition, presentation, Rio Rico High School Cross Country Recognition, presenter, Mr. Verdugo.
Thank you. Tonight, we are recognizing quite a few groups, so it's
Yes.
great to have such a large audience this evening. But we are first recognizing Rio Rico High School Cross Country Team. I don't see Mr. Laughlin. I think it's Mr. Lopez will be,
Mr. Lopez?
and Coach Adler is
Coach
here.
Adler.
I have a lot of comments about them, but
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board, Mr. Verdugo. I'm so happy and excited to be here to recognize an excellent program. I think calling it a team does not define what these young men and women have accomplished, not just this year. I think those of us who have been privileged to be in this district, this school for a while. I mean, I'll speak a little bit to it today. We'll see the history of excellence that they have behind this program. So Rio Rico High School would like to formally present to the board our 2025 boys cross country team, as well as our girls cross country athlete, Isabella Bravo. So we'll start first with Isabella. So Isabella, the seventh at this year's AIA Cross Country State Championships. It was in Phoenix. The race included a total of 188 athletes. And she finished with a time of 19 minutes, 45 seconds and 90. She also won in our sectionals, first place in the AIA South Division sectional with a time of 19:58. So Isabella would like to, and coach, if you want to come up here, I know you can certainly speak about Isabella's strengths. And I can tell you as the principal of school how proud I am of you and all the accomplishments. Mr. Shiloh, if you'd like to add anything about Bella.
Sure. Thank you, and good evening, board member, Mr. Verdugo. Yeah, it's been a pleasure coaching Bella for 4 years. Unfortunately, we weren't able to field a complete girls team, so she ended up doing a lot of the workouts, I would say by herself, but she surrounded herself with the boys team and kept up, which is being very polite to the boys team. She really knows a lot of them. She's a fantastic worker. And as I said, she's a 2-time defending sectional champion. She made first team all Division III for us. And I have one more track season with her coming up, but I know she's looking to continue post-secondary running if she has a chance. So Bella, come on up.
Don't go outside.
Not detention.
Now, the boys team, they continued this recent success. They won its sectionals for the 22nd time in program history, 22. It was in the back, that was 22. Then the second time they do it, which is exemplary. On November 5th, and they earned the state runner-up honors at the AIA Cross Country State Championship, and that was the 10th time that they have earned that distinction in program history. The teams, they consisted of Julian Guillermo and Anthony Martinez, who are seniors. 2 juniors, we had Jay Tesso and Adrian Quinn. Sophomores, Brayden Chavez and Santa Cruz, and freshman Javier Martinez Sneed. The Division III boys race included 236 athletes, and our athletes placed 4th, 14th, 20th, 26th, 67th, 95th, and 130th. So boys, if you guys want to make your way up as Coach Adler speaks to your accomplishments.
Boys, why don't you come on up and.
Line up.
Yeah, line up. There you go. I'll briefly say that it's been a pleasure coaching these guys and watching them sort of come together. We have, as you point out, two seniors, two juniors, two sophomores, and one freshman. Our number one runner, you count only 6 up here. He texted me just a little while ago. He's not feeling well today. He could not make it. But it's exciting. We'll be losing 2 seniors and we'll be missing them. But I know we'll be very strong. I say this every year. We'll be better next year, and that's always our goal. And I sincerely believe that we will be. And before I surrender the mic, I would like to introduce, if I may, real quickly, our assistant coach, Mr. Matt Diaz. This is the first year that Matt has coached our staff, or joined our staff to coach, but he was the very first athlete that I ever coached when I came to a neighboring district many, many years ago. So a full circle moment for me to have Matt on the coaching staff now. Thank you, Matt.
Well, Mr. Shadow, let me ask you to join right up here. Because the last little bit was about our coaches. So we're extremely proud of our teams, as well as Coach Sadler, Coach Diaz, and the athletes for everything they've accomplished. And we also want to highlight the fact that Coach Sadler, our head coach for the program, was named Southern Arizona Coach of the Year.
All right.
I have a couple more certificates, one here for the boys, then you guys get ready for pictures. Who would like to hold it? Right in the middle?
Yeah, Jay and Anthony, that's perfect.
Then Coach Sadler.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, we'll open up for pictures, or do you want to do pictures, questions first? I know my.
Okay, questions? Any questions? Ms. Fatima?
No questions, just a big, huge congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to you.
You can join them.
Bella,
You
yeah.
can go on. You're part of the team.
This is, I guess, the
I
one.
know it takes a lot of discipline and a lot of to be a runner, so a huge congratulations to you. And what can I say about Coach Sadler? Thank you for the many years of dedication and commitment to our student athletes. So very well deserved, Mr. Sadler.
Good
Congratulations.
job, good job, good job. Mr.
Congratulations, Coach, and to the team. You guys do outstanding every year, right? And cross country is a household name, right, for Rio Rico High School, and it's pretty awesome to be known for your sports and for academics as well. So congratulations to you guys, and look forward to see what they do next year.
And Mr. Ramirez?
Yeah, I can just imagine sometimes when you guys are running on your own, you think nobody's paying attention to me, and it's just a lot of hard work, you know, but great coaches here, Mr. Diaz, Mr. Shadler. So they pushed you to be your best. I'm sure you've gotten up real early in the mornings to run the hills and everything. We have a lot of real estate now, paved real estate to run on. I was just thinking, Steve, about what you said about, you always used to tell me it's not a rebuilding year, it's a reloading year, you know, lots of spirit. And so you and your wife have done so much for our community, including Lucky Clover, which I ran in a couple of times. You guys inspired me to run in that, even though I could never climb that hill up there by the apartments, you know, never make it all the way. I tried, but at any rate, it was fun, and you guys have brought that into the whole equation too. Is that you make it fun, and we even had a Pan Am winner. My gosh, I mean, what more could you ask for? So thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you've done, and all the coaches in the middle schools too. Push the kids and get them ready for high school. So thank you, Steve.
The absent runner lives on the top of Sombrero.
I've ran that.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Thank you and congratulations.
Okay, Mr. Beach?
I want to congratulate Isabella and thank you for slowing down the pace for the boys. I remember getting beat by our female wrestler and I've never been the same since. Good pace with them. I know Mr. Shadler for well over probably 20, 30 years. Both of us used to have a full set of hair, so I know that I know the stress that's involved with coaching. But shout out to all the Shadler siblings, your wife, you for all you do for not only the cross country, but the track. It's a year-round sport, and I know all your runners, it's not easy. Because to get to the level that you guys are at by Mr. Shadler and Mrs. Shadler in their mentorship, it's a year-round commitment. And it takes total dedication to maintain championships year after year after year. So kudos to all you guys and all the hard work that you put in. I did go to the sectional meet. I did see your top runner run against another top runner. And let me tell you, the endurance ran out. The last, I'd say 200-300 yards, and it came down to mental toughness and heart. And then he just blew him away the last 100 yards. So think about that. Work on that mental toughness, work on that heart. When you want to quit running up that hill, congratulations.
Okay, well, everything that they all said times 10, okay? It's like, I'm very, very proud of all of you guys. Mr. Shadler, I've also known you for over 35 years, I think, because this is a long time ago. Don't say anything. Where's
Me in the bookstore.
I did. I told you, you cannot come in here. I'm just kidding. Ms. Shadler, same thing. Okay, congratulations to all of you kids, you, my dear. Oh my God, I'm just really happy that, that there is a girl that's competing, at the boys, and you're kicking butt there too. So congratulations. My son was one of Mr. Shadler and Mrs. Shadler's way back when Calabasas was still here at the high school. So when we first started, so this goes back a long, long way. So it's a lot of work, it's a lot of dedication, like they say, and it's a year-round thing. Okay, it's something and it comes from the heart. And so you guys have a lot of heart in order for you guys to continue, making you guys better, okay, your personal best. Okay, thank you to the parents also because without the parents, guys, you know how hard it is just to do it on your own. And with your parents, when they're supporting you, I think it becomes a lot better. So thank you very, very much, and congratulations to all of you, and we look forward to seeing better things next year and the years to come. Thank you very much. Yeah, there's gonna get a picture with her in the middle. There you go. Yes, go ahead.
Actually, we're gonna turn around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so that the parents can see.
There you go.
Mr. Ramirez wants one first.
Look this way.
Board real quick. Wait.
Then scoot back. Ready? Get his first,
Thank you.
and then scoot back. So then, because then parents want to take.
So you guys can take a few steps back.
Yeah.
Alright, everyone look at this camera first, and then I'll move out of the way for the parents.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3.
Cozy for the photo.
Oh, yeah. Great one.
All right. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you. All right. So let me see, Rico, where else? Okay, moving on with Liberty Utilities, the Water Saver Art Contest winners, presenter, Mr. Verdugo.
I think we'll give them a second.
Oh, okay, sorry. Oh, Lord, lady, no.
It's starting to get cooler already.
Yes, I know. It is.
All the people.
Yes, there's a lot. Oh, yeah, we need to.
All right, so this evening, another recognition. We are recognizing our Liberty Be Waterwise 2026 calendar art winners. So I'm going to go ahead and turn over to.
Thank you, Mr. Verdugo. Good afternoon, board members, Mr. Verdugo, Dr. Leonard, Mrs. Brown. So this year marks SCV 35's second year partnering with Liberty Utilities for their annual water art contest. which invites elementary school students to showcase their creativity while still learning about water conservation. This year's theme was Be a Water Saver. It encouraged students to think critically about how they can help protect this important resource. Liberty Utilities received a number of submissions from across the district, and we have invited the top 12 winners to be here today. Their artwork will be featured in Liberty's 2026 Be Water Wise calendar, reaching many individuals across the community. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to our representatives from Liberty Utilities, who will speak briefly about their program and present recognition items to our student reps.
Thank you, Madam and board members. It's an honor to be here today and an opportunity to be here to celebrate the incredible creativity of our Rio Rico students and to share about the Smart Water Use Art Contest. At Liberty, we believe deeply in partnering with our local communities to educate and inspire conservation efforts that protect one of the Earth's most precious resource, water. Programs like the Smart Water Use Contest help the next generation, this generation, understand how important and finite water truly is. It's a reminder for all of us that water is life. This year's theme was Be a Water Saver, and students were challenged to show how they, or their superhero selves, would help save water. Whether it was turning off the faucet, fixing a leak, or using smart tools, their art inspires all of us to protect this precious resource. This would not have been possible without some very special people. And so we want to extend a heartfelt thank you to Audra for your support this year. We couldn't have done this without you. We also want to say a special thank you to the faculty who helped make this possible, and to every educator who encouraged and inspired your students to participate. And of course, a special thank you to the 46 students who shared their amazing artwork with us. A committee of Liberty employees carefully reviewed each and every submission. We read everything that they wrote, and the winners were selected based on their creativity, their vision, their artistic talent, understanding of the value of water, and the ability to communicate that message. I'm gonna tell you, we had so many that were just excellent. We had the top 12, but then we selected some extras that we featured on the front as honorable mentions, because it was just an incredible batch that came in. So the winning art is featured in the calendar. We have them here today for any parent, any educator. We already distributed them to you, but we have extras. So if you want one, please come see us. We'll be happy to give them to you and to just share this incredible opportunity. So at this time, it's time to recognize our winning students, and I'm gonna invite my partner. Oh, yes.
Hello, so I want to go ahead and welcome the winners from Calabasas Elementary, 3rd grade, Leonardo Ochoa Orozco. From 3rd grade. Fourth grade, Karen Tovar. And then from our Mountain View Elementary winners, our 1st grade, Uriel Antonio Lerma. 5th grade, Jairo Buena. 5th grade, Jaime Montaño. 5th Omar Ibarra. 4th grade, Madison Rodriguez. 4th grade, Alejandro Anguiano. 5th grade, Dailin Almeida. 3rd grade, Macaila Guerrero. 5th grade, Sean Smith. Congratulations to each of the students and their families. We would love to give a 2026 Smart Water Use Calendar to everyone that's in the presence here. We have a lot of them over here at the back if you want to go ahead and see us if you want some, and we'll just take a picture with them. Thank you so much.
Can we take a picture? Yes. Any comments? Ms. De La Riva?
Yes, congratulations to all of you. So proud and happy to see so much creativity and so much vision into putting it into your drawings and finding ways to save water. And I'm proud to see that at such a young age, you're already looking into how we can make our planet better by saving water. So very happy for you. Congratulations, and congratulations to your parents as well.
Thank you. Mr. Guerrero?
Yeah, I briefly looked through all the pictures and they look great. I just want to say, I saw a lot of teaching other people about water conservation and how to save water. So keep doing that. Keep reminding everybody that it's very, very important. And great job with the pictures. They look amazing.
Thank you. Mr. Ramirez?
Yes, I was admiring that calendar as well. So you guys did a great job, and thank you for representing our community with pride. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Mr. Beach?
Yeah, thank you to all the award winners. Water is a life-saving element. I call it a limiting factor. Once it's gone, life is gone. A lot of you probably have tios and tias that live in Mexico, and a lot of them have those black water tanks. They fill them up because the water pressure, okay, and underground water is sort of dropping a little. So water is very precious. Without it, we don't survive. So I'm glad you're learning about it at a young age, and thank you parents for sort of helping them with this project, and thank Liberty Waters for putting this on for our community and our schools.
Thank you, Mr. Ramirez.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's
Well,
okay.
I just want to say the same thing that Mr. Beach did, to thank the parents for supporting our schools as well. Those wonderful kids that taught us so much over the years. I mean, they're just wonderful. So thank you for supporting our schools.
Okay, again, same thing that everybody said. Thank you. You guys are amazing. Your drawings are beautiful, guys. I mean, even the ones that were on the outside that didn't make the, the month or whatever, they are so, I love these, okay? I do want one more, okay? But anyway, I do need one more. But congratulations to all of you. And it's like everybody said, it's so important that you guys at a young age are learning that water is very important, okay? And that you're conserving and that you're letting other people know, okay, when they're, not using it in the right way. So congratulations to the parents, congratulations to you guys, and hope you guys do this again next year. Okay? So thank you very much. Big kudos to you guys.
This way, we're gonna take
Take a picture.
Too late.
Oye,
a little bit more time.
Guerrero. ¿Es tu qué? She's your daughter? Oh my God, we didn't know that.
All right, big smile. 1, 2, 3.
One more thing, Mr. Guerrero has it, he was hiding this. That's his daughter. Congratulations. Congratulations. Amazing. All righty. Are they gonna be moving out or do we have to? Okay, if the parents and the students, if you would like to move out, we are. Now's the time. Thank you.
Unless you want to stay all the way.
Yeah, unless you want to stay, that's all right. Oh, thank you, my friend, for Palahuatina. Siempre ando agarrando para mí, para ella.
I know back, but I can't recall.
Mr. Guerrero.
We can start with that.
You want to start with this? Bye.
Listen, Daddy, bye. She's right over there. She turned around like 3 times. Pobres.
Hey, behave.
Ah, don't get caught. That's what I say.
All right, we'll go ahead and start with our next
All right.
recognition. Tonight, we are also recognizing high school art for receiving the Niels Urban Girl of the Year Award from Santa Cruz County Arts and Learning. And there are some students that are also part of that award. We're going to start with a video. Mr. Lopez to come up.
Oh my God. I need. In Nogales? Oh my God, I have to go. It's over at the courthouse. You know that? It's at the courthouse in Nogales. Yeah, yeah, the top. Oh, colorful. Mr. Lopez.
Good evening again, Madam President, members of the board, Mr. Verdugo, District Admin. Proud to be up here once again to recognize some of the students in our district, also other students from other districts, neighboring districts who also contributed to the mural. So we're proud to have the teacher who led the group and all of us who've been, if you've set foot at our high school over the last 6 years. I think a lot of people comment on different things that they see, right? A new field, new bleachers, new pool. But people also comment on something else that has happened over the last few years, our murals. And the murals come from the inspiration, the guidance, and the hard work of one person. That's Mr. Grijalva, who's right next to me. So we'll be honoring the students as well as Mr. Grijalva. So Mr. Grijalva, I think it would make sense for you to speak a little bit about the project, the inspiration behind the mural. And the mural was honored with the 2025 Niels Urban Mural of the Year Award. So Mr. Grijalva, telling us a little bit about it.
Before anything, I'd like to thank the Lord for permitting and shifting life in these amazing ways. Thank everyone for thinking about us, considering our projects, and I also want to thank Mr. Lopez for always supporting me. So the mural took 3 weeks. It was in June. We were during a very hot climate. And what I realized out of this entire process was that the climate didn't affect the kids. They were very determined, very devoted. They had a vision, they kept the vision. We went through some storms that at some point, the storm uplifted a canopy that we were using and it spread over the mural on top of the roof. And I just saw some kids holding on to it. And then there was rain but it didn't stop the kids. They showed tremendous bravery through this entire process. I know that Mr. Jimmy's daughters, Gianina and Rihanna, at one point I asked them, are those hot? And they said, no. I was busting the sweat. So I better, work hard here because, I don't want them leaving me behind. But everyone in this project proceeded with, it was a daily 7 to 12 or 8 to 1. We were shifting, the times. And the mural was complex. We've painted other murals in the past. For the past 3 years, we have painted 3 murals for the county. But this one had the most complexity. It involved the cosmos. It involved stars, planets, galaxies. Something that at first I really had to pre-plan. Okay, who do I give this responsibility to? And I just divide the responsibilities and make sure that everyone makes a perfect instrument of their talent and skill. And it worked out just fine. It worked out just fine. So I just think we made a great team. There were 2 other students from Nogales High School that were also involved. There's also a student that didn't make it today to this meeting. And his sister, 3 students didn't make it. But I'd like to call up, before anything, I'd like to mention that we have a very effective team. And I'm talking about Mr. Didmar, Mr. Milporath and I, we have designed a very effective plan we're putting together. So I want to thank them for considering me in their plans. But moving forward, I want to call Emily Ramirez, come on up. Isaías Grijalva. Gianina Navarro, Juliana Navarro. And we congratulate them on the amazing work that they elaborated through these 3 weeks. It wasn't an easy process. But they demonstrated diligence and devotion. Come up here. The other 3 were Eduardo Parra, Jolene Salazar, and Giselle Cervantes. They were supporting this. There's also another student that I want to mention, Alan Roberto Castro, who, this is recent, suddenly showed up to my classroom one day and said, "Mister, I have an artwork that I want to show you. I like to do a lot of painting on my own." And completely surprised me with Cubism. He could be the next Picasso, the next Salvador Dali. Amazing style that he's demonstrating. He is elaborating these pieces that are very intriguing and is showing a lot of potential to develop and advance in the skill of Cubism. Alan Roberto, please come on up.
So we wanted to take this time to, again, from our district, we have Emily Ramirez, Eduardo Parra, Isaías Grijalva, Julie Salazar, and Giselle Cervantes. And then these last students, they actually graduated from the high school last. So the last students who I mentioned, so you can see because the project took over the summer. And we also wanted to honor students who are not in our district, but connected to our district in many ways, right? Mr. Navarro's here, who's also, just like Mr. Guerrero, the father of some of the artists up here. So we also have Isaias Grijalva, as well as Janina Navarro, as well as Brianna Navarro. And then, of course, Alberto at the end. And Alberto was presented with first place in the Southern Arizona, the art exhibit by the Santa Cruz County Superintendent's Office as well. And of course, last but certainly not least, we have Mr. Grijalva. So Mr. Grijalva was presented with the project, and this was recognition of his contribution to the mural, honored with the 2025 Neil Ehrman Mural of the Year. Mr. Grijalva, thank you for all your hard work and dedication. Any questions?
Before we get started with the questions, Ms. Krill, I know that you have another mural that's going to be available next week.
Next week.
And I know the board received an invitation of course, so we'll have to see another video in paper, but we're worthy as well. But I wanted to make sure that the public knows that we can share what the mural is.
Thursday at 5:30. We will be unveiling a mural that we painted in Tubac. And it entails the history of the Hohokam tribe and their life depicted as they lived in this region, Rio Rico, Nogales. There's also an historical iconic figure, Father Eusebio Francisco King, the tribes, and he was involved. But the interesting thing about this project is that I involved three of my colleagues who are Mr. Jose Alvarez from school, Dr. Carlos Parra, historian from the U of A, and the retired Carmelite priest, Vicente Lopez. We go way back when we were involved in the Quinto Foundation. And so they were included in this project, and they actually came to educate the students as they were developing the project on the history of the Hohokam tribe, the history of the Spanish, how they other tribes involved as well.
I can add briefly before questions. And I think that echoes when that email first came in, Mr. Grijalva came into my office with so much energy all the time, and he says, Mr. Lopez, there's this new project that they're asking us to do. Like, but we just spoke not too long ago about all the projects that you're doing on the murals, and sometimes you feel tired and exhausted. It's like, yeah, but I don't care because I'm excited about each and every one. So, and that's the approach he takes to every single mural. And I mean, our school has pieces of our work. If you haven't been, I was here, have been. That mural in the 200 baht is my favorite one. You choose, but yeah, that just echoes how much Mr. Grijalva has devoted not just to our school, to our students, but also outside of it in our community. So, wanted to add.
Thank you. Okay, any comments, Ms. De La Riva?
Congratulations to all of you. And I was just gonna say that, maybe your students are mimicking your bravery as far as, being out there in that hot weather. But, cause I know that when you're doing something that you love, something that comes from your heart, something you're doing with passion, maybe the heat didn't bother you because you're just looking to that end of that project. So thank you to all of you, because I'm sure that there was many other things that you could have been doing during those 3 weeks in the summer, and the fact that you chose to work with with art and chose to do that mural is something to be very proud of. So thank you, Mr. Grijalva. Again, I need to, just last week we were at a site visit at Mountain View. We visited Mr. Hi, your name?
Ditmar.
Class, and I'm just amazed to see so much talent that we have in our school district. So I'm very happy and proud of that. So continue doing what you're doing, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Guerrero.
Yeah, Mr. Grijalva, thank you for all the amazing work you do and for inspiring the young artists. And I look forward to seeing that mural next week. Thank you so much. And good job, everybody.
Thank you. Mr. Ramirez?
Yes, from Mac to Mr. Ditmar to Mr. Grijalva, thank you for inspiring our kids to do this great work. quite obvious that your love, teachers, for your subject is imbued not only in your kids, but in their works as well. So I want to thank all of you guys for your work and for not only representing the schools, but representing our community as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Beach.
Yeah, I'm a little curious. I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but who is Niels Erman? Anybody?
He was an advocate for the arts in Nogales for many, many years. Married to Sharon Herman, and she also is involved in the county.
Yeah, aren't they, I'm just, okay, but aren't they have something to do with the gallery,
Yes.
right? Yeah, 'cause the name kind of sounds familiar, but
They work in conjunction with.
yeah, with the gallery, right? Okay, sorry.
Mr. Grijalva, thank you for all you do for our students, not only at the high school, but I'm seeing a variety of ages here. So for all our community and all our students here. Also, you know your students. I like what you said about, I knew who could handle this task, who is best suited for this. It's almost like a coach. You know who to put in and where. And because you knew that, this mural took first place. All you guys brought it together and created this amazing mural down there. It was just amazing. I've known several teachers, and I think about 2 or 3 years ago, we did the portrait of a graduate. You know, one of the things is creative, critical thinkers. That mural is very creative. Effective communicators. Sometimes it doesn't have to come through a voice. Sometimes it can come through a painting. And thousands of people were down there, maybe close to 1,000 for the Christmas parade, seeing that mural, okay? And it's communicating a message to those individuals. What else was that? Engaged citizens. Okay, so this project brought in, encompassed that portrait of a graduate that we preach here, and you put it into practice. So I want to thank you and your amazing artists here and your teammates over there. You're doing such a wonderful job with our arts class.
Definitely. Everything, again, I'm the one that says at the end, so, but everything that they say, I agree with every single one of them. One of the things that I really admire is the passion that the kids have for it, because you have to have that passion, you know, and to make it something that's yours and then make it better. And you guys have instilled in these kids, you know, and you found ways, you know, to get their talents to come out and to show, you know, in their artwork. And again, like he said, you know, that you got jobs for everybody because you already know them. So you're guiding them in the way that they will be better at what they're doing. And stay with it, guys. I mean, this is amazing. I can't believe, you know, that you guys are 2nd, 3rd, 4th graders and you guys are doing such amazing work, you know, and stuff. So the passion, that's what I mean, really. And that comes from you because you're giving it to the kids. So thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. And I hate it that we're not going to be able to go to but we have a conference on the 18th. We leave on the 16th. So we won't be able to make it, but we will go and we will make it a point to go. But thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. It's on Thursday. It's on the
Picture.
here. I'll show you. They sent us.
I mentioned too that those students are also Mr. Grijalva's kids. It's
Yeah,
hard to tell which ones.
I know, the ones with the cap, huh?
Might help.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say, I think they belong to him.
It's wearing off of the style.
Mandatory. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Mr. Grijalva, where is the mural that you're going to be showing at the
At the Tubac Community Center?
at the community center? Okay, I wasn't sure.
End of Bridge Road.
Oh, okay.
As soon as you enter, it's gonna be right behind you about.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Mr. Verdugo, Mountain View Elementary School, IAP and data presentation, Mr. Verdugo.
Thank you. So this is our first school site that will be presenting their 11th grade and their data. And what they're doing is to improve. I know that, Rigo brought presents. I don't know if he's trying to butter it up before you do the presentation. They're going to be, they did an outstanding job to continue to improve and work. I know he's going to share some data with you. You know that last year they were an A, this year they were a B, and they missed it by less than a point.
Then less than a point.
And so I think you're excited, you know, about 4 students that needed to either perform better on the test, and they were really in. But I shared with him and his team, where the state works, the system, it's not easy to get an A, but it's easier to get that A the first time. But then after that, to maintain it is really, really difficult. But I know his team was extremely disappointed that they're going to be disappointed they didn't do the same job. But I know that they're really working hard to get that A. Turn over to Mr. Lee.
I was wondering why we were getting extra candy.
Passes out now.
I'll give you an A. Retired.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank
He
you.
doesn't want his off.
I appreciate my office staff. President, thank you for the opportunity to be here, to be able to do this. I know last year, I think I was the last one to do it, so I'm grateful to be the first. As Mr. Verdugo was saying, you know, we established our baseline. Like I said, whatever we got last year, that's what we want to aim for, and we know we can get it, right? Which was that A letter grade. And if you look here compared to the previous year, yeah, we got a B. We missed it by 0.32. 84 was the baseline when we hit A. We only increased by less than a point, as you mentioned, 0.8 points overall. If you look at that, really what our focus, what we want to look at is that category proficiency, proficiency ability and the proficiency levels there. That's really what we want to look at when we want to make those gains, because for some reason those points are always in the teens. And it's like, man, we need to get that in the higher teens and in the 20s, just so we can get that A and just keep it there as years go by. So more importantly, I'm going to go to the next slide. It's going to show two of our 4 site goals that we have here, because this will answer the how that we have. So and I'll review the next 2 goals later on in the presentation that we have. So in goal one here, we increase the average number of proficient students from 23% the previous year to 29% last year. So we set another goal, you'll see there, to have that 6% increase. We've already increased it. Let's do it again. Let's get that into the 30s. We set another goal, also the same thing for you'll see there in the second goal. The previous year we got the average was 32%. We went down a little bit, just down to 30%. But like what I tell my team, as you see there on the far left, is those commitments and those action steps. That's what we're focused on, because those are honestly that's greater than the goals that we have set. So the first action step is look at goals number 1 and 2, the math, and the ELA. It's purposeful. The purposeful is what we have there. We're focused not only on our small group instruction, but also on being very intentional in what we teach. Under goal 2, the third action step, we've increased the minutes in our kindergartners or 3rd graders, reading interventions. It's part of our effort, as we mentioned last couple of years, to increase that foundational skill early on at an early age and have that sustainability, maintain that. In turn, I do believe that those proficiency percentages, when they already enter in the 3rd grade, they'll be at a great level, they'll be at a sufficient level, and then continue to increase as they move on to 4th and 5th grade. And we've seen that improvement over the years already. Kind of the PLCs and grade level teams, they're definitely purposeful, intentional, while still remaining flexible. We have also continuing consultants, a great work TLA, collaborating with them. Receive training for our ELA curriculum, our iReady math, our M-class tables. As we speak now, I sent a team of 3 people, our instructional coach, a couple of grade level teachers to this math conference. They're driving back from Phoenix. It's called Math Bros. And it has 3 gurus that are there that just kind of giving them high intensity, how to make math fun. That's what they call it. Math is fun. Just taking the strategies and teaching math. Last month, we also had one of our MIB consultants. It was a JP training, 2 days it took. That they also spoke about our teams of what is working, and areas of focus for future growth that we had there. So as we move forward to some of this data here, I'll go to the Azela, and I'll point out to the far right, the last column there, you know, the percentage of students who increase their proficiency level. You see it's color coded green and red. You read there on the bottom, the percentages, they indicate the growth from the previous year, the percentages indeed. So second and third grade, they only dropped 1 percentage point. You see there. 5th grade, they went from 55% to 53%. So not a huge decrease, you know. 4th grade, they had the big decrease. They went from 61% to 33%. So now the question is like, okay, so what are we gonna do there? This takes us to our third goal here for our site goal. Really modeling English more intentionality school-wide. You know, in the beginning of the year, when we had our back to school and everything, we talked about that with everybody, all staff members using, just making sure that we're speaking English, make sure they're repeating to us, little things like that. As you'll see there, also those sentence frames posted in our classrooms to assist with complete sentences, visuals on the slide. You know, we're using those Empower folios, the evaluation in our data days to try out new strategies. We can help them. Overall, we want the students to have more discussions, have more discourse there within us. Along with that, you know, I mentioned in the previous slide, fourth grade having that decrease. We're sending one of our 4th grade teachers. It's our team leader, actually. We're sending them to this AOLS conference for the English Language Learner Conference that actually starts tomorrow. So sending her back out there and see what she can bring back to the team. Continue to see that growth. You see the other slides of just kind of graph that goes with what the number percentage of students are. Our goal, I think, 41%. So we're 51 to 41. We're still setting that goal of 61%. It is lofty, yes, but we know we can do that. We know we can get there. That graph, number proficient. As I'm going to take a look at this already, so we'll see, you know, 3rd to 5th grade ELA, and you know, it's divided by the cohort. What's interesting here is, and this is not, I was looking at the numbers, not by cohort. As we look at the percentage of proficient students, we increased in proficient percentage in 4 out of the 7 tests. 4 out of the 7 tests, including at including the Arizona side. That's a projection, but yeah, there wasn't enough growth. There wasn't enough growth, but that's where it goes back to the focus in our small group instruction, more intentionality right there, targeting those specific skills. And see the AZ side there. Okay, so this is a new slide. This is a new slide here. This is data collected by the Arizona Department of Ed. It's a comprehensive needs assessment graphs that are there. So I took a few screenshots of these, and they help identify our needs during our comprehensive needs assessment to gather the information on where we want to go, how we want to do it. These particular graphs gives an overview of how we rank against other schools in the state compared to the percentage of free and reduced students that was reported to the state. So that solid blue line there in the middle is what I call like the cut line, or more accurately, it's the trend line. And as you see, unfortunately, as that the greater the free and reduced lunch is, the trend line of proficient students tends to go down. Mountain View is that blue dot way on the far right there. And like I said, I filtered this to compare against other traditional K-8 schools. You can see we're above that line there, and this one deals with math proficiency percentage, which is 29.19%. That was the average between third and fifth graders. The second one, okay, yeah, I think that's the second. They're pretty similar because the ELA is actually at 30.17%. So we're still above that trend line. And honestly, I don't know how many. I mean, like I said, I filtered this against other K traditional schools. I don't know how many schools are out there right off the top of my head. But you can see there's a lot happening there. This is, I believe this is the average. This is the average of both the ELA and math. Proficiency was at 29.67, still maintained above that trend line. So that's that one. So then the last school I mentioned, this is our last one of our last school here, focuses on chronic absenteeism. So the previous year, the percentage was pretty high. It was pretty high, so over 37% at 37.39. It grew by 3 percentage points to 40%, 40.81. So our SMART goal, reality, let's see if we could decrease it by 5%. Let's see what we can do. What are we doing? So we started looking at this in our leadership academy back at the end of the day. Our behavioral coach, also our counselor, they came up with a flow chart, created a flow chart with procedures, SOPs, for when a student reaches a certain amount of absences or tardies. These are steps that's going to happen. What the teacher does, what the coach does, what the principal admin will do. It allows us to keep track and follow up with families. There's weekly shout outs, there's signage that's out there for them, monthly incentives for maintaining a certain percentage that they get. With, like I said, it goes along with those incentives. I'll tell you right now, for the month of December, we're only 7 days in. We're at 96.6%. Hopefully it stays up there. It seems like what I'm seeing with the data, the trend is in the beginning of the month. We see that as it gets colder, but as it gets closer to the end of the month, it goes down a few percentage points. But at least right now we're at 96.6%. And then I wanted to end on this last slide, going back to the comprehensive needs assessment graph here. This goes back to how much growth the students are having. And so this last graph shows the student growth percentile compared again, I filtered it to the traditional K-8 schools. And we're still maintaining above that trend line at 53% above what the state average is. So, I have a wonderful team. Third year being here and everything, still bringing in the people that we want here. And we feel like we're heading in the right direction. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get it, but we're in the right direction. We're in the right direction. And we're staying positive for what we want and where we want to go. So thank you.
Before you make some comments, just wanted to share as well. When we had site visits, all been very positive, especially when we visit Mountain View. But also share with the board, and I know Mr. Rio, that his team has worked really hard, but I know that they will also be pursuing the A+ School of Excellence next year, I believe.
Next year we'll be looking into it.
Because you have to be at a school site as a principal for 3 years. Before they allow you to pursue it, and you also have to have a letter. I'm just throwing that out there because
Sure.
But the reason I bring it up is because these scores and our IEP really are just a snapshot of what's happening on the campus. There is a lot more, and one of the things about the A+ School of Excellence, it's a site visit. They come and they see, are you actually living these IEP, and it's not that you're actually doing it. And then they pull students out, random students, and they question. So I know they're prepared for that because of our site visits. When we talk to students, you ask them what's happening, you ask them what's going on, you have to talk to teachers. He's building a very positive culture of excellence and commitment. So I just wanted to congratulate you on that, even though your letter grade wasn't where you wanted it to be. The site visits have been very, very positive, and I'll tell the board to make their own comments, but I just wanted to congratulate you on what you're doing so far. And year 3.
Yes, thank you, thank you. Ms. De La Riva?
Yes, Mr. Armijo, yes, congratulations. I agree with Mr. Verdugo last week when we were at your site. You can see the camaraderie and the teachers are all working with you and they're all, they were themselves very upset that it was just less than a point. So, but it's good to see that you already have action plans. And hopefully, you'll reach that goal. I know you will. You'll get there. It's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Guerrero?
Yeah, no questions other than congratulations and, just like Ms. De La Riva said, we know you'll hit that mark, so.
Yeah.
We're behind you.
Thank you. Mr. Ramirez?
I want to thank you for I think it's coffee, right? Always remembers like a coffee.
Set the precedent for all the other principals.
You as my former student know how much I love coffee. But I can't, guarantee that you're not gonna get coal in your stocking. On a serious note, looking at this graphs, I'm wondering whether maybe COVID and the learning loss maybe had to do with some of this downward trend. I'm not sure. Maybe Megan could tell us something about that, but it's pretty hard to measure learning loss, right, Megan? I mean, that's
Yeah,
tough.
especially now we're looking at kids who were maybe not even school age, right, when it happened. So it's hard to say why. I know the Azella graphs, where you can see steep declines, the state average is in there declining with us. And a lot of thought when I've gone to some ADE meetings was changing from that 4-hour block we used to have of English, structured English immersion down to 2 hours. And just when you're having less direct instruction like that, then that can start to happen with language acquisition. But I haven't heard of any taste from the state of going back to that model. So I know, because that, to me, that graph is the most shocking, but yeah, it's really hard to pinpoint learning loss, and happens in some areas with some kids and others not.
Of course, we all know as teachers that sometimes you just have crop failure, Some classes are better than others, and there's just nothing you can do. When I was working with you, we had a class one year when I was a 7th grade teacher. They were tough, really tough. And I remember warning all the 8th grade teachers. They said, we've handled anything. I remember them all telling me, because the 8th grade had really solid teachers.
Yes.
And they were really confident. They look at a guy like me, yeah, whatever, right? But then when they inherited that group in 8th grade, they understood what we were talking about. So sometimes you just have that, and you have to deal with it. Not every class is the same as another class. I'm sure, I know it's probably not politically correct to say that, but we've had classes that are, I know over the years of teaching when I was at Rio Rico High School, some of those classes were really strong, and sometimes others you really had to struggle with. It's just, so you could chalk up some of it maybe to that, but I was looking at that downward graph, and maybe we should ask ourselves what was going on between 2019 and 20, that we were up there, and then all of a sudden we took that fall. Maybe it's COVID. I can't figure it out. I'm looking at it, but I think it would behoove us to take a good look at what we were doing then. But maybe Megan's right. Cutting down on the direct instruction is definitely going to affect that graph. I would agree with you
The
wholeheartedly.
state went with us. If we
Right.
were outside, if the state was doing one thing and we were not, then I'd be very concerned. But we will have to get direction from ADE on if they're gonna update the expectations for those. I don't know if everyone knows when I say 4-hour block, that it was targeted, I should have said targeted instruction, where the kiddos are just with that one teacher for the 4 hours learning English. So that has other repercussions on learning science, social studies
and everything.
important
Math.
electives. So that's where sometimes you give and take, right?
I appreciate that very much. Thank you. So, yeah, but hey, keep up the good work, and I know you work hard, Dominic, and I've known you, and you are always that way. So when I had you as a student too, you're just a hard worker and you're sharp as a tack. So I have faith that you'll turn those numbers around. I'm not worried about I think you can handle that pressure. I'm sure you're gonna come out really fine, even though superintendent's putting a lot of pressure on you. You're gonna do fine. I know you're gonna come out like a champ in the end. So, and I appreciate everything you do. So thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Beach?
Yeah, if you don't meet your goals next year, 2 of these. No, you know what, looking at the data up there, it's data driven. You know where the weaknesses are, throw the interventions in, do the PDs to operate around them, and those results. And like Mr. Ramirez said, we do have the crest and the trolls, sort of like an ocean wave throughout the years. But when we're doing the site visit, I was really impressed with your reading intervention program over there. I think it was on the left-hand side, and I think you had 4 instructors in there, and they were really putting in the work. And I think a lot of these tests, at least from the high school, when I used to give them, they're almost a reading test now. So reading comprehension to all our principals is so important to get these kids to read at grade level. And I think that'll pay dividends. At the beginning of your presentation, I saw a strategy that we used at the high school, which was think, pair, share, which was amazing for our English language learners because it gave them a couple minutes to think, a couple minutes to write, a couple minutes to share, where they might have been left out the old way we used to teach. Give me an answer, give me an answer. So I really like that strategy. And if you use it school-wide, it becomes ingrained in the students. We also used to use the 5 W's, who, what, when, where, why, when critiquing essays or an article. And my students, 5 W's, they know it by heart. But these little strategies is what bumps them up on these tests, or at least helps. So thank you for the presentation. Enjoy the slides. And yeah, we're always putting our best foot forward, and I know you do. So thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Also, everything that they said, of course. And just, like I said, like Ms. De La Riva said, we've been going into the classrooms, and you can see that everybody is on board. You know what I'm saying? That all of your teachers are very concerned with the students, and they're trying to do everything possible, to get them for it to click, you know what I'm saying? But again, like this is based on test scores and stuff, but then, you also have to think that, maybe this kid was sick, or maybe this kid was, not feeling good, having a bad day, and that will impact, something that they did know, and then they're sick or whatever, and then, they just, didn't get the right answer or whatever. So it's really not because of what you're doing, that it's affecting it, but you guys are on the right track, and you guys are all, together, and you're working for the right, for the right reasons, for the right goals and stuff. And I'm, like everybody said, I'm almost positive that you guys will bump it up again, and you will be an A+ school and all of that neat stuff, because you've got all of your teachers working really hard because they really care. You can tell that right away from all of them. We've visited with all of them. We talked to them. We talked to the kids and everything. And it's really cool to see, everything that they're talking and everything that they say about the school, about you, about the way they're teaching, what they like, what they don't like. There's nothing. It's really, I don't think anybody has said anything that they don't like. It's like, no, everybody they want another, what was it? Some custodian they wanted, that they wanted somebody there and something, but it's just great, that everybody is so involved, okay, in making that school, a better. So congratulations for all your hard work and for everything that you guys do, and your teachers. Exactly. Thank you. Okay, he wants to say something else.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question about the bonus. I wrote it down here, but I forgot to ask you. So did we get what are the maximum amount of bonus points you can get?
Maximum amount is 5 points.
And
so 2 points. We missed some of the bonus points from within science, because our average for science was below the state average. So we missed the full points there. I think it was I want to say 3 points.
Because I remember when we were talking about this once with the high school, I think like if you got people to sign up in ROTC for the military or something, you got extra points.
Extra points.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what the criteria was.
Yeah, they're different in the elementary. It's more actual score based than at the high school, where it's the college career ready indicators. You get additional bonus points, but I think they're special ed.
Special ed and science.
And we get most of those at our sites. But this year, science is difficult to get.
Thank you, Madam President. Appreciate it.
Thank you, and thank you very much. Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. And he needs to run because he's got to get to the concert.
Oh, you have a concert.
His kids are performing, so.
Oh. Okay, moving on. Superintendent's report, Mr. Verdugo.
Thank you. Wanted to again thank the board mentioned for all the site visits. We've been doing a lot of site visits, been canvases, seeing the great things that are happening, having lunch with students and staff. So that's been great to want to congratulate Audra and the team, Angie, and everybody for Stuff the Bus this last weekend. I think 580 toys were donated. So I want to say thank you and all.
That's great.
Meeting is also to all the different student organizations that participated, from band, from Mountain View cheerleaders, or second level cheerleader, I think it was, Mountain View, and then all the dance teams and all those different groups that were there to support that. I want to thank those that participated even that evening in the parade. So we had some other student groups participate in the parade that evening. So it was a very long day for a lot of our students that left the bus and for the parade. Also congratulate all the sports as their the soccer tournament that we held. Very good showcase for our school district to have, I think, 16 teams come down and play on the largest field in Arizona. I think it's difficult sometimes for them to go from that small field to the very large field. They usually like that it's got a lot of space, but it's a true soccer field. So it's very different than some of the fields that they get to compete on. Wrestling has been participating in tournaments. I think we had a second place finisher with Jessens, and then fourth place finisher on the boys side in the last tournament. So wish them luck as they get into the Christmas and holiday tournaments and things like that. And then the board will be at the ASBA next week, so we'll get to spend some time learning and doing that kind of thing. So that's it. Thank you.
All righty, thank you very much. Ms. De La Riva?
Other than our school for visiting Mountain View last week, I have nothing to report.
Oh, okay. All righty, thank you. Mr. Guerrero?
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report. Mr. Ramirez?
Yes, I'd like to thank Angie for all that she does to make things good, what she's done all year long. You know, we can never thank you enough for all that you do, especially in my case, I'm working all the time. And well, a lot of us here, we're just always so busy, and so sometimes we don't get back to you as fast as you'd like, and you're always so patient with us. But thank you for all that you do here and even in this room to get things ready. All the stuff that you've done for me to help me out at times with my trips and stuff like that. I'd like to thank the superintendent for that too. And all the secretaries and tech, everybody, all your staff that helps us out and keeps things flowing for us as governing board members. And what else? And I want to wish everybody a happy holidays. If you're Jewish, a happy Hanukkah, and a good old fashioned Merry Christmas to everybody. Because this last meeting we're gonna have, we won't see you until next year. And I wore my nice, tie with Christmas trees on it for you guys again. I'm always surprised at how fast this tie comes back up again. It's like, wow, the years just fly.
You put it away last night, huh? Now you gotta put it on again.
And it's a real shame that Mr. Kramer's not here anymore, because I would probably ask him this question, but since I still have Mr. Verdugo here, I just want to ask him who is #1 in college basketball this week.
Arizona.
Arizona.
There you go. So brought this here for
Yay.
Dr. Lunderville.
Anything but ASU.
Anything but ASU. Are you done? Yep, thank you. Okay, Mr. Beach.
All right, yeah, shout out to Angie Lopez, our board secretary. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Angie. Woo! Yay.
I was.
Oh, you couldn't celebrate? Oops, you didn't tell all of us, Angie. Sorry.
And I don't know who did the emojis, but I used to have big ears like that when I was young. So I don't know if it brought back traumatic injury or yes, or what do you call that? Yeah, I grew into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, big shout out to Rio Rico Schools for representing in the Christmas parade.
Oh, yeah.
We had a tremendous showing. We had basically all our schools there, our JTED, everybody was there. So we represented well. Mr. and Mr. Renteria had competing floats. And I'm gonna be playing it safe. It was a tie. Okay. And who else was there? Let's see, Mr. Chavez and Miss Delgado. Where's Mr. Chavez?
No,
at?
he left already.
They're about a half a mile in front of their floats. I don't know if cross country was still in his blood, but like, they constantly were looking back like, hurry up, hurry up. But shout out to all the floats and all the hard work that went into doing that. And gotta give a shout out to Mr. Verdugo, aka Mr. Claus's son, Connor Verdugo. He's College Success and Career Exploration class will be giving a presentation on December 15th to community members, staff, and admin that will be judging.
Monday, yeah.
Okay, they're definitely putting again our portrait of a graduate into practice. So all the things that we have, that end of the year project is definitely demonstrating that. So we are, practicing what we preach. Okay. And let's see, last but not least, I was up in Tucson at the William Bell Wrestling Tournament. And yeah, shout out to Jessence Callejo. She took second. And I think she lost against a state champ. She can beat her. She's going to be facing her a couple more times. So hopefully we get the win. And Joshua Bonilla, he took home a fourth. So doing real well. They're competing. They're looking good. And they're on the January last 4 or 5 weeks until the big tournament. So keep on working hard to them. And that's all I got.
That's all you got? Good. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Saying everything that everybody said. I mean, we've had a really good time going into the classrooms and going into, look at the kids and, talk to the kids, talk to the teachers. In fact, tomorrow we go to San Cayetano tomorrow. So we will be over there with you guys and talking to your teachers and everybody. I really like to go over there because you see the kids one-on-one and then you get to ask them questions and you really get to see everybody that's, hands-on, everybody's working, everybody's, they don't know that we're coming in, and so it's really exciting. It's really nice to, to see, everybody that's there. And of course, we get, we have a really good time with them and stuff. And congratulations to all of the sports. I think the basketballs right now and wrestling is almost done. And, cross country, of course, everybody. And just happy holidays to everybody. You guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful, Christmas break and, New Year's and you guys get to spend it with your family and friends and everybody and just healthy, just, for everybody. Thank you very much. And happy birthday, Angie. Love you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on. Information, discussion, action. Mr. Verdugo.
Thank you. Yes, so the ASB has requested we review bylaw changes. You received the bylaw changes. My recommendation is to approve them as they were presented. And also there is a second motion if you do approve them to give the direction to have somebody vote.
Which will be Angie, right? Okay, all righty. So do we have a motion?
Discussion?
Or any discussion? Sorry. Any discussion? Mr. Arriba, no? Mr. Guerrero, Mr. Ramirez, any discussion?
Beach for a sec, 'cause I'm
Okay.
trying to download
All right, go ahead, Mr. Beach.
No, I haven't.
Oh, God. Well, that was quick.
No,
No, there was just something in the wording that I had asked the superintendent, but I can't find it.
okay,
Right off the bat. Shoot. Some kind of word.
okay. Yeah, because they did change a couple of things, okay, but.
And they're designated to streamline some of the voting process and also oversight of the executive director. And I think they're positive changes. Been reviewed by the SBA team and legislative group as well. To make recommendations.
Yeah.
I just recalled something about the problems that we had with Longford in the past. So.
Yeah. and I think that's one of the reasons that some of these changes has come
Yeah,
about.
there were changes on the word.
They try to sweep a lot of it under the rug, you know.
And I think this will add more
We
transparency.
wrote that letter.
Yes, we did. And I think that's helped encourage some of these changes that are now being put in place.
Yeah.
I'm
Because I
good.
think there
I'm
is
good.
more, okay, yeah, because I think there is more transparency. There's a, the wording did change and stuff, so, and it was, something that is, that is okay. So, okay, do we have a motion?
So the motion would be a motion to
Yes, yeah, approve and give direction to us.
okay, motion to approve the one bylaw change proposal from the Arizona School Boards Association as presented.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion passes. We also have another motion. Does anybody have a motion for the second part?
Motion to designate our representative Angie Lopez, Board Secretary, to vote in the manner the board has approved. But we haven't voted.
Second.
Is it perfect?
Yeah.
Any second? You seconded? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Okay, ayes have it. Motion passes. Right? Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. And we move on, okay, potential Pima JTED special, bond elections, Mr. Verdugo.
Thank you. On November 6th, Ms. Brown and I attended a meeting with, Superintendent Kathy Prather and their CFO, from the Pima County JTED, because they were sharing that their JTED board was interested in pursuing a bond, and then sharing that bond with the satellite districts. There are 14 satellite districts, and the letter that you received shows those districts, and we're all in support of opposing at this time with the proposal of the bond. And I shared the presentation that was given to us. And if you look at the proposal, yes, this presentation that the bond that they're proposing basically is a 0.15 rate, which would increase our tax, our constituents, and give us, if you look at what 15% or 20% to the satellite districts. So that means that approximately $30 million, if you look at that proposal, would be shared between all 14 districts, while 200 million would go to the central campus. And if you look at the numbers that we shared in the letter, there are about 3,200 students that attend the central campus, and about 32,000 that attend the satellite campuses. So it does not make sense proportionally. So the reason, and in the letter that was drafted by the team superintendent, states in its current form. And so that if they do change and they're convince us, and I don't know if that will happen either way, just to be honest with the board, we always like to be very transparent with our community when we are pursuing a bond or override, because they trust us. We know, and we have several meetings, and with this, as I shared with the JTED, that it would be very difficult because of the time frame, and also not necessarily sure if we support it, because we want to know what our community is going to receive from these funds. And so, I mean, if you look at and I know the proportion there, I mean, it should probably be flipped if you're even going to look at that 80% would go to the satellites and the 20% to the central campus. But my request is, if you've read the letter, is to allow me to sign that or prove that we're in formal opposition at this point. We are meeting with superintendent from the JTED tomorrow to kind of review why we're in opposition to it, as well as just she says she has some other ideas that she would like to share with us. And so Ms. Brown and I are going to listen and we'll see what comes of that meeting. But again, it really, you know, our constituents trust us because we're very transparent and we are always making sure that we're fiscally responsible. And proposing this at this time, I don't think is following that fiscal responsibility. Again, it could change, and we'll bring that back to the board if after our meetings and they decide. But I wanted to share with the board that even if we oppose it, their board could still follow through and move forward with the bond. And so at that point, then we would kind of be in opposition, and if it passed, then we would have to try to kind of go back and say, okay, it passed, our constituents are paying some money, what are we going to receive from it? So again, that's in November, if that does happen, but they would have to decide this May if they're going to pursue the bond. And so I will continue to update the board as we go through this process, but happy to answer any questions that you have. Ms. Brown, I can answer anything any questions you have about this letter.
Do you have any questions, Ms. Rio?
No, I think you just answered it. They have to decide whether they are going through with.
Yes, and they decide in for the entire JTED. So all districts that have JTED would then be in the districts, or the community would be part of the vote, whether we want to or not, if the board approves it. So it's just like our board, if we decided to bond or do an override, you decide based on all the information we get, and then propose it, and then the community votes on it. But this would be all the communities within that 14 districts. So.
Wow. Mr. Rivera?
No questions, just thank you for looking out.
Yeah.
Makes sense why it's recommended that we oppose.
Yeah, that we will oppose, yeah.
I have none, thank you.
Nothing?
Yeah, if enough opposition comes against your board and this individual, just through your years of experience, what's the probability that they might change?
It's going to be very interesting, to be honest, Mr. Beach. That's why we're meeting, because in our first meeting, there was a lot of opposition to it. But the feeling that we received, and the reason that we want to write this letter, is because it was like, we're going to move forward whether you agree or not. And so, and it may change the amounts and those type of things, but at this point, it looks like they're really pushing towards having the vote. So again, that's why we want it. And I think of the 14 districts, I think 8 tonight have board meetings and have this up for approval to oppose, again, the current form. And that's why we're very clear in its current form. If they change it, maybe, you know, there might be some more wiggle room. But again, for us, as I mentioned, it's very difficult because, you know, I mean, for our previous bond, I think we did something like 30 something different presentations to community members, because again, we want to show them what we are doing, how much, what it actually funds, you know, because we to this day, we still get emails from people, I thought you were going to do this. And so we said, well, here's what we're doing. This is why we do it. So it's, I don't know, Ms. Brown, do you have any comments?
If I may add, Mr. Verdugo, it's not only the imbalance in the allocation of the resources or the location of where they want to invest the funds, but also, and to us, more importantly, the timeline. I mean, when we've had the need to go to our community, there's a committee that comes together. There's numerous meetings, there's numerous presentations that are done throughout our community to share with them why the need to go out for a bond or an override. And to us, it just seems rushed, plus with an imbalance of resources, of where they're looking at investing. And Mr. Verdugo just mentioned the group that was in attendance at that meeting was pretty much unanimous against it and was not shy about sharing the sentiment with the superintendent. And I came out and I told Mr. Verdugo she was not listening. She was just not listening. We talked about enrollment, we talked about the imbalance in the allocation. I talked about empty buildings. I talked about how some school districts are closing buildings. And this comes in and competes when the time comes for us to renew or override those measures that we have in place and that stay 100% in our community. So I'm not against C10 programs, but at the same time, this one, it's a little bit hard to support.
It's too lopsided. it
Yeah,
seems like.
and the thing is, the central campus, like I mentioned, only has 3,200 students, and Ms. Brown asked that specific question. And for our district, we have 26 students that participate in central campus. For instance, in Marana, who was in that, who has 10,000 students as a district, said we only have 70 that attend the central campus. So it doesn't make a lot of sense for them to support it, because if all those funds are going and only 70 students are receiving the benefit from the central campus. And again, we support the JTED. I mean, we're members, we're partners, but as far as this goes, it's very difficult to support at this time.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that, worst case scenario, is it possible for us to be, to move away from JTED and do it on our own? Is that something that?
So that's a question that we're exploring. Again, it's something we've talked about previously, what that would look like to not only to create our own, or just to have our own district CTED programs, and what that looks like funding wise. And not necessarily be under the control of somebody else. But it does, again, bring us on, but it's something that we have to look at. I mean, it's good. And again, just like for us, it's always a process. We want to make sure that what that looks like, when the timeline would be, and how can we absorb our own programs, and and the thing is, the other thing about our programs is that we want to make sure that we're flexible, because, we've talked about South 32 coming in, and they're going to need some workforce development, which we're working with them already. Healthcare is going to need to continue to improve their infrastructure here in the community. So we're already looking at programs. Dr. Lunderville, Mr. Barrow, Mr. Lopez are always looking at how can we do these things internally, and be fluid with what our community needs. Because that's the main thing. And sometimes we're at the mercy of the JTED when it comes to that. So again, we've always explored that, because we would love to have our own programs, but there are some programs that we just can't fund. And so we have to send them there. But we will continue to try to build our own.
Mr. Verdugo, anytime we send 20+ students north, the money stays up there, correct?
No, so a portion of it does. So because our students still attend our school during the day, so they're not full-time ADM over there, but they do receive a portion of our funding for the time that they're there. And we pay the transportation.
Yeah.
So that's every day we're sending kids, and it makes it a long day for those kids. I mean, those kids are troopers, because they're very committed to that program. I mean, they're here until I think noon or 1 in the afternoon, and they get on the bus, go, and then they get home at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. So every day. So that limits some of their extracurricular participation, so they're committed to those programs. I think that's one of the reasons that we only have 26, because if they were still able to participate in some of the activities, we probably would have more. But it's hard to get them back. I mean, I had a meeting last spring with a parent that was very upset that their daughter couldn't play softball, because they really love softball, but they were
committed.
Yeah, they were committed to that program, and they could only be here 1 day a week. And so, well, it's hard to tell a coach, keep this person on the team when they can only be here 1 day a week, and they probably will miss half the games because they're committed to their program. So it is hard, but some of the funding does portionally go to them, but most of it stays with us because they're still our normal student during the day.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Any other questions for anybody? No? Okay, so do we have to make a motion for this one? Okay, is there a motion? Where is it, Mr. Wu?
To approve the,
I could do it.
Go ahead, Mr. Wu.
Move to approve, the opposition letter regarding, potential Pima, joint technical education district special bond election.
So moved.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Okay, ayes have it, motion passes. Okay,
thank you.
thank you, thank you. Yeah, all righty. Moving on, this is the district calendar, for the fiscal year 26, 27 and 27, 28. Mr. Verdugo, I can't believe it.
So I'm gonna invite Ms. Prieta. She's been working since last spring, I believe, to get a 2-year. We used to do 2 years, then we went to 1 year. But there was an appetite from the team to go back to, it's easier to plan. And then you know what's kind of happening. And so I'm gonna go ahead and turn over to Ms. Prieta.
Good evening, Board President, members of the board. So you have these 2 school year calendars in front of you. We are proposing to, have 2 school years, the next 2 available for our community. It helps so that people know where things are. We have been going year to year for a while, and we have found that this is kind of that calendar we've been sticking with. And so you're not going to notice many changes from the last few years. I will highlight the only change came from our quarterly reviews with our teachers that we have as part of our integrated action planning. And it was shared by some of our elementary teachers that the family conferences that we have in September and February, that they do not have enough time to have quality conversations with their families. And so we added an additional day for kinder through 8th grade family conferences. And you'll see then the family conference week that would be, it would include conferences on the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday now. Right now it's a Wednesday, Thursday deal. So we took that feedback and trying to put it into action of honoring that time, since that's an important family connection. That does not take away from talking and communicating with families on an ongoing basis.
And that one is for October and February, right?
Sorry, October and February.
February, okay, yeah.
Sorry, I think we used to do our conferences in September.
I know, so I was like, oh, well, wait, I don't see the stars.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the major changes. I don't know if you have any other questions for me. These have the principals spent 2 months gathering site feedback. And so this is the result from the feedback that we received.
And just for the board, I know that's generally a question from the board is did the staff look at this?
Yeah, did the staff look at it and everything? Okay, yeah.
Sent it back and had numerous meetings. And then when they had conversations, I said, send it back to make sure that the last thing I wanted is to have feedback and said, well, I didn't know. And so it has gone through a vetting process and made sure that everybody had a voice to make sure that this is what we wanted as our calendar.
Okay, can I ask you a question? What is the check mark where it says learning check? Is that?
Yeah, so when you were teaching at Calabasas, we would call it our progress report.
Okay, progress report.
That focus on learning with the language that we're using. And so that just is telling families they can expect their parent view account.
Yeah.
That learning checks.
Okay, okay, that's why I had never seen that, and I haven't been gone for that long.
Not put like the progress report dates on the calendar, but we started to so that people could anticipate it. Prior, there were just the report card.
So, yeah, so that's like after 4 weeks, 4.5 weeks, whatever, of the kids being in school. Okay, thank you for the clarification, because it was like blown me away.
And this current school year, I think we finally found that balance. We again had feedback from our teachers. You'll see at the conference times that there would be a learning check that Friday before. That way, there's that fresh data, a fresh report, and now we're meeting as a family and
Yes, I see that. I see that here. Yeah, that's good. Any questions, Ms. De La Riva? Nothing? Mr. Guerrero? No? Questions?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to see us do away with a PD on the day before Thanksgiving. And I'd like to see us to teachers get out early. I remember when Beach and I first started at Rio Rico. It's on there, isn't it?
It's on there.
Change it to ER.
Because it's
It's
an
early
early release, yeah.
It's an early release.
It's an early release. Yeah, they don't have PD on it.
What it says on there. So we're gonna change that.
Also, correct.
Also, yeah. I'm sorry.
Not only our teachers to leave, but we also, did you see the email?
I saw that, yes.
Saw that.
I was just gonna mention it.
Their leave to leave at that time.
I was just gonna say hats off to you for that. That was awesome. The nice things that you said about the teachers, thanking them for all their hard work. I love that.
Yes.
And it's nice that they get out early. I like to see them get out though, because I was just gonna say in the days in Beach and I thought we'd get out like 10:30 or something like that, and 11 o'clock, just short schedule. I kind of like that. Everybody likes that. Teachers really like it after they've been working hard and, they want to get out and start their Christmas shopping early. And that's really, I'm not kidding. You know that. Everybody knows that in this room. But it loves to get out on that day early. So I would like to see us not get out after like noon or something like that. 10:30, 11:30 is a lot more reasonable. And people are pretty sensitive and pretty tired by that time. So I'm glad that they don't have any PD.
Yeah, I will fix that.
Mhm.
Okay, all right.
That's also for December, right? I know. I think.
December is early release, on that 18th.
On the 18th.
Blue, just because it's an early release, no PDs happening.
Nothing happening there.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Verdugo, for telling the teachers they could leave 15 minutes after the kids were
Oh,
done
yeah.
and school is done. I appreciate that very, very much.
Yes.
Anything else? No?
Back when Mr. Armidas and I taught, that's when dinosaurs roamed the.
The earth.
We used to start August like 28th. So our school year, was, our summer was actually 3 months, so.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I have no, it looks good to me, and I think with not community, but teacher input, staff, admin, you covered all bases, and I think if this is what they're happy with, I'm happy with it.
Definitely, me too. That's what I was thinking. As long as the teachers know and, and all the staff and everybody, principals and everybody is happy with what's going on and with that little change that you will make, to that one, just so it won't say PD, so it's just say, early release or whatever. I think that's perfect. Yeah,
And so and I would recommend to the board just to have one motion to approve 26, 27, 27, 28 with the change of ER versus PD on the day before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Would be the recommendation.
What would be the motion? I second it.
I can't make the
We
motion.
don't, okay, somebody make a motion, please?
Motion to approve the district calendar for school year 26-27
And
and 27-28 with the change from
PD to ER.
PD to ER.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. Okay, we
Thank you.
got our calendar
Thank
for
you,
2
Megan.
years.
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you. Moving on. Policy, Santa Cruz Valley Unified School District policies, Mr. Verdugo.
Thank you. We do have one policy for review this evening. As our site visits have been happening, I know that Ms. Vasquez and Leo had some questions about dress code. While
Yes.
we were on in discussion, we wanted to, we talked to students and they said, well, it says that my undergarments aren't showing. And they just said, well, I'm not wearing any.
Not wearing any.
So they found a way to circumvent,
Of course.
and so of course, yes, and
Like the board, they constantly adapt.
Oh, yeah.
So we wanted to bring that back to the board to add some change to that revision so that we can meet what the board expectations are. So Dr. Lundquist.
Madam President, members of the board, this is a fairly straightforward change, revision to policy 5302, student attire. I added spaghetti straps. And off and prohibited.
Let me see.
Any questions?
Hold on, let me see, I just wanted to say, okay, so then and that includes tops with spaghetti straps, tube tops and halter tops. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because we did have issues with some of the kids when we were visiting them. And, so yeah. Anyway, are there any questions, Ms. De La Riva? No. Mr. Guerrero? No. Mr. Ramirez?
Well, I know that we had discussed stuff like that, but maybe, I'm glad you caught that it's not in there, but
Mhm.
of course, I'm a firm believer that we should have a very strong dress code.
Mhm.
The kids are constantly gonna challenge us. They'll come up with something new.
Oh, yeah.
I remember, I don't know if it was, we were having that discussion about how to wear things and
that's-
to say shoulder to shoulder across and.
Across,
My God, the things that we have to say because these kids are gonna reinterpret it literally and then come up with something new.
Yeah, and we've had some of the kids coming up and bringing, like the copy and say, look, where does it say this, and it's, but it was like the understanding of it, that, well, I'm not wearing, I have nothing showing. I'm like, the thing is that everything is showing, but, so,
Right.
yeah.
I
Anyway,
appreciate your work in
Yes.
catching that.
Thank you, Mr. Beach?
Yeah, so spaghetti straps, if they have straps that are thicker, that are covering the bra with a little jacket, that's permissible?
That would be up to the governing board.
Well, if that's what we're just focusing on policy and it says spaghetti straps, which I think are real thin.
Yeah, the spaghettis are the really thin.
Ones that typically your undergarment is exposed, but as they just didn't wear an undergarment.
Okay.
So then there was other things.
Okay.
Other districts have put a limit on like more than 2 inches, this and that, but then we get into, for example, if you look at the cross-country uniforms, they wouldn't meet that 2 inch. So I think maybe if we start here, that would be a good place to start. And then if we need to expand the length, I also talked to Mr. Verdugo about potentially if this board has an appetite looking at having cage boat uniforms, that's always something that you can consider.
I don't want.
I know, but just so you're aware. Furthermore, just to bring to your attention, administration also has the right under bullet number 1, where it says significantly interferes with the district's ability to maintain order, blah, blah, blah. Some of the administrators had expressed concerns about having discussions regarding dress that they felt was inappropriate. Well, if it meets any of the, they have the it doesn't have to say
Inches or whatever,
If it's disrupting the educational process or causing or interfering with learning, then the administrator also has the right to determine that the outfit is not appropriate.
And I thought that was sort of a one all where. Okay,
it's there.
being a little bit more specific. And just for administrators out there, if you do deem something inappropriate, even if we don't have it on our policies, that at least I will have your back.
And me too.
And I think we can speak for the board that we'll back you. I always agree with Mr. Ramirez, is we gotta dress for success and also have a dress code that's conducive to a learning environment inside the classroom.
Absolutely.
And touring all our schools, including the high school, I think overall, the students are very presentable. There is a very few that I would consider sending to the office to get a shirt to cover up. But overall, I'm very impressed with our campuses and the dress code as it stands. So, yeah, I have no problem.
Absolutely. Mr. Ramirez wants to say something.
Yeah, I
more?
kind of, when you mentioned K all the way to 12, that makes me worry a little bit. I don't want to be like Russia, Either that or it reminds me of that poem by Robert Frost when he talks about good fences make good neighbors, but then in there's that irony when he says there's something about a person that doesn't like a wall, and it just sort of reminds me of that. I'm not a big fan at the high school level for that, because I think by then they're young adults and should have their choice like we do. But it's gonna go back to thing with the uniforms. I mean, not the dress code. One of the things that used to bother me, when I always think about, we used to say this too, Mr. Verdugo, about you're only as strong as, the weakest link, right, or whatever. We used to always say that, like in sports. But one of the things that used to bother me is that, the girls would come in and with these coats, long coats, and they looked really nice, and dressed up, and then they come into class and then they knew, they would use that to get through security on campus, They come into your room, they take their coat off and they look like they're dressed like for an act for Vegas or something. It's just outrageous. And the only way that you're gonna stop that is if you have every teacher,
Exactly.
you know, enforcing the rules. So I appreciate we could just give them a little reminder, you can't, everybody has to enforce that
Yeah,
rule.
and that's part of our site visits, and we've mentioned that, and the thing is, again, the students, which is, I think, a very positive thing for student agency, that they're saying that they're reading the handbook and saying, point it out to me, which is, we want them to have that voice, but also then understand this is what the rules say, and they have to follow it. So we've had some conversation with students, but this gives a little more teeth to them to allow them to say, this, look, it's here, and there's no arguing, because we do have those that continue to argue and say, well, show me, and then their parents, and it's something that we want them just to get back in the classroom and focus on learning.
Exactly.
But thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Madam
Exactly. You're welcome. Thank you. And like I said, we have seen, and like Mr. Beach mentioned, with us going into to the classrooms, and especially there isn't a real problem per se in the elementary and middle schools as much, okay? But the high school, okay, you have that little group that just kind of pushes it, they really want to see if you, like you said, oh, but I have my jacket. Well, but you don't have it on right now, oh, but I can wear it, stuff like that, and it's like, and the thing is that if you let them change it, okay, well, go ahead and change it. We did that once, okay? And we kept walking. What happened? As soon as she was away from him, she took it off, We went into one of the classrooms and you're looking at the girl and you're like, what did I tell you? We know that that's what you do. I mean, we're not, idiots or anything, it's just, and so we needed to make sure that the kids understand, we're here to learn, and we're here for that everybody, can be at the same place. I don't think I like uniforms for the high school, and I hope it doesn't come to that. Okay. But, again, when the kids, push so much, I want them to be, to express themselves and to show, everybody that they have, style or this or that. But then there's a place and a time, for certain types of attire, okay? And school, I don't think is the place where they should do that, okay? So, but that's, again, my opinion, but,
So there is a requested motion to revise policy 5302.
Okay, and does anybody have a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the revision policy 5-302, student attire as presented.
Second, okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Okay, ayes have it. Motion passes. The next one, moving on, propose and prioritize topics and possible dates and times for future board meetings. Mr. Verdugo.
Thank you. So the conference is next week. I believe everybody will be in attendance. And then after that, our next governing board January 13th, so we'll be off for the holidays. That will be our organizational meeting as well. So we will have a regular meeting attached to the organizational meeting. As you know, that the legislature changed the requirement to have separate meetings, and so we can now have our organizational meeting be the first meeting of the new year. Any other items that the board would like for that?
Any updates? Ms. De La Riva? None? Mr. Guerrero? None? Mr. Ramirez?
Just asking for
anything you want to prioritize?
topics.
Future
Yeah,
topics.
I'd like to know, just an FYI is good, what the deal is with, just if you could just give us an update on our solar farm. I've been thinking about that, and I was wondering, I know we probably don't have the money, but it would be really nice if, I don't know, we have the land, we'd probably do south of there, right? To make it even bigger maybe in the future.
That's with Unisource, but Ms. Brown and I have had that discussion, looking at where the term is with our lease and where that's at. So it's a good timing question. So thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, anything else? Mr. Ramirez? Okay, Mr. Beach? You have none, and I have none either, okay? So we'll just get an update on the solar farm. Okay, moving on, consent agenda. Approval of the consent agenda. Does anybody have any questions on it? Ms. De La Riva? None? Mr. Guerrero? Mr. Ramirez?
No.
None? And I have none either. We need a motion, please.
Motion to approve, accept, and ratify the consent agenda as presented.
Second, okay. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. And, oh my God, let me see. Hold on.
Before you adjourn, I want to say it's nice to have one of our former valedictorians. I was remiss to mention in my board. meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Attendance here at our board. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for coming again. Thank you. And we are adjourned, okay, and it is 6:54 PM. Thank you very much.